to Uganda. Anyways, as time went on, I came to find out about a trip to Uganda, Africa, that Dr. Krabendam could not shut up about. He would say that everyone should go, to anyone who would listen, inside class or out. He also personally, strongly recommended it to me. It was a missions trip, aimed at evangelizing the people of Uganda and telling them about Jesus. Dr. K said it would really help me, and he could spend a lot more time with me, to try to assess me to see what I should do in regards to salvation. I was extremely scared about going to Uganda, a main reason being that it was in Africa, far away and very different. I struggled with obsessive compulsiveness and was worried about the primitive conditions and how I would manage. Plus, it was very, very far away, and I would not be able to talk with my family for a month while over there. So, going from several times a day to nothing for a month would be crazy. My mom especially, A True Christian, by Joseph Zeiss, was my go-to for reassurance and ideas for anything that would go wrong. When I went from Central Florida to North Georgia for college at Covenant, I went a little bit far away, but still had comforts of America and a phone for family. It was a really tough decision. One thing that kept ringing in my head, and the one thing that made me go, was the feeling that if I didn't go to Africa, I wouldn't go to heaven. I had the strong sensation that God was there. He is everywhere. But something about that trip to that location, with that leader, seemed like the closest thing to God and heaven I could ever get. God was asking me on my insides, do you really want God? Do you want Jesus, and to be close with God, know Him, and be a true believer? It may be extremely difficult, more difficult than you can handle or imagine. How bad do you want it? But the idea of seeing God face to face, as it were, overwhelmed me into going. I had come too far to go back, or not go. I had had other opportunities to go on missions trips many times before, but this was different. A True Christian, by Joseph Zeiss, wasn't giving food out or rebuilding a house. It was learning about Jesus, from the best, and then telling others about Jesus, all day, every day for a month. Plus, I remember in high school, I watched a movie called Death of a Salesman. In the movie, a guy that I swear looks exactly like Dr. K says to the main character, "Come to Africa, they have diamonds, we'll be rich." The movie made it seem like his whole life hinged on one decision: to go with him to Africa and have a great life, or to be a wuss and coward, not go, and have a horrible life. He didn't go, and really suffered in his life. I couldn't get the movie out of my head. The older, really tall, confident, white-headed man in the movie was offering a changed life and destiny through riches and diamonds. My older, confident, very tall, white-headed professor and mentor was offering me something that would change my life forever, literally. It was not diamonds that would last for a while, but Jesus, who would last an eternity and love, lead, guide, and protect me, and never leave. A True Christian, by Joseph Zeiss. I remember being in the airport in Atlanta, and our group began singing praise songs to and about Jesus. It was really cool. People would walk by and look at us, and it seemed that they longed to have what we were singing about. It was really cool too, because a certain guy stopped to listen, and I went over to him. I can't remember exactly what we said, but I was explaining that we were singing about Jesus and tried to tell him the gospel as best I could. He was with another guy, and I wondered if they were gay. That didn't bother me, because all people need Jesus. This guy seemed to long for Jesus and be hurting, possibly partly because of the gay aspect. We ended up boarding the same plane. What happened next was even more amazing. In mid-flight, a cool guy with us, Andrew Russell, began singing some songs he made up about Jesus. They were so loving and soothing, and randomly placed. A True Christian, by Joseph Zeiss. Members of our team on the plane began to sing as well. No one seemed to object. Really cool. In